What's up, Archons? I'm Flightless Pheasant, and today we have the Dis and Logos previews for the Prophetic Visions game found, which is very exciting. Yeah, I think this is exactly what's going to happen. You're going to see me again tomorrow. You're going to see me again on Friday. They're going to put out previews in batches of 2, and we're going to have all of them by the weekend, which is great. So let's take a look at what Dis and Logos have in store. A sneak peek at some of the new cards coming to Dis and Logos in Prophetic Visions. Okay, let's take a look. Prophetic Visions will see the return of 2 of the founding houses in Keyforge, Dis and Logos. Logos returns for the 7th time in a Keyforge main set, and Dis for the 6th. Will the dream of the Crucible future be filled with demons and destruction, or will the masters of science and outworldly technology engineer a bright path forward? Let's see the cards coming in the next set. Let's indeed do that. Alright, Dis brings the disruption and destruction whenever it appears among the houses. The demons, imps, and other creatures of the house show no signs of changing in Keyforge Prophetic Visions. Let's take a look. Looks like this time, instead of giving us a common, an uncommon, and a rare, they just gave us 3 commons to look at, which honestly, I don't think I mind too much. So we've got Pied Viper, a 3-power beast. Okay, this one I definitely think is a beast. Yeah, for sure. I have a video, my Amber Skies lore picks, where I kind of dissect the difference between a beast and an imp when it comes to House Dis. This one definitely feels like a beast to me. 3-power beast with elusive. If there are more enemy creatures than friendly creatures, each enemy creature gains after reap, give your opponent control of this creature. At a common? What? Oh, okay. And it's elusive? That is wild. That is wild and wacky. I have not seen a lot of board control in this set. It's gonna need it if that thing's running around. Wow. Let's do the next one. 2-power beast called Parasitic Arachnoid. Destroyed, an enemy creature captures one from its own side. Yeah, okay, sure, why not? Fate, a friendly creature captures 3 from your side. Also not bad. At a common, that could be a thing. Yep. Probably work around a bull, but interesting. And then an action, which is the first action they've previewed in these articles. It's Eddy of Dis. When you gain an amber when you play it, and it says play, shuffle a random card from your opponent's hand into their deck. Okay, that's not too bad. Or Fate, your opponent shuffles their discard pile into their deck. They draw a card. Yeah, okay, both good. I think I like the Fate effect a little bit better, but the normal effect's not bad if you're looking for a little bit of hand disruption, and you get an amber out of it. Sure. I'm worried about Pied Viper, I guess, but like otherwise, not bad. Pied Viper takes disruption to its core. Yeah. This 3-powered elusive beast will cause fits for your opponent as they grow their battle line to ready themselves for amber generation. If they get too carried away and surpass your own numbers, Pied Viper gives enemy creatures the ability after reap, give your opponent control of this creature. This will potentially delay their reaping plans for a bit to get rid of Pied Viper, but that may be enough to stall for an extra turn or even set yourself up for glorious victory. Ha ha ha, hissing noises, ha. Yeah, I mean, Tokens of Change is going to be terrified of Pied Viper, because, like, these big battle lines are going to just all of a sudden really be scary, although Katina Fiend won't care, so, we next see the common creature Parasitic Arachnoid. This 2-power beast comes with both Destroyed and Fate abilities. When it's destroyed, an enemy creature captures one from its own side. As always, this could be the difference from your opponent being able to forge a necessary key in the heat of battle. However, it can go even further with the right conditions. Put Parasitic Arachnoid under your prophecy cards, wait for your opponent to fulfill it, and that 1 amber now turns into 3 captured amber. As a reminder, because prophecies fulfill on your opponent's turn, the term friendly refers to your opponent's side. Yeah. No, that's solid. Parasitic Arachnoid, solid. And even action cards can put prophecies in the hands of Fate. Eddy of Dis comes bearing the gift of 1 amber bonus icon. When played, your opponent will shuffle 1 random card from their hand in their deck. While not a guaranteed hit, this can be disruptive to your opponent's next turn if Destiny is on your side. Yeah. But if you decide to leave the card to chance, its Fate ability will see you get to shuffle your discard pile into your deck, and for doing so, draw 1 card. However, do know Fate effects do not resolve bonus icons, so choosing this route means giving up the chance to gain that Amber. Yeah, it's not a play. You don't play cards that are underneath prophecies, you just resolve their Fate effects if they have one. So, yeah, you don't get the Amber off it. I mean, I love seeing Dis being actually disruptive, like actually a problem that you have to deal with. I prefer it if you can deal with it, which Parasitic Arachnoid is kind of on the border for that, because Dis has a lot of ways to destroy its own creatures. But Pied Viper is a pretty good example of, alright, now I've caused a problem, figure out how to deal with it. So yeah, fair enough. Let's see what Logos has in store. To the Scholars of Logos are the self-proclaimed foremost intellectuals of the Crucible. Logotarians always look to improve the situation either now by drawing cards or in the future by archiving. So let's see what experiments they're working on in the next set. Okay, so here's my thought though. Logos in Amber Skies was balanced because it didn't generate a lot of Amber. But I've already seen a little bit more Amber generation out of Logos in this upcoming set, so I need it to be a little less efficient than it was in Amber Skies. So let's see what we've got. We have a common and 2 uncommons. The first is an action that gains an Amber called Reassembly Required. Play, put a creature into its owner's archives. I love that effect. Good effect. Or Fate, discard your archives. A little bit of archive hate in a Fate effect. Sure, absolutely. Good all around. Then we have a 3-power cyborg called Unstable Dale. He says, after Reap, deal 1 damage to each creature for each card in your hand. 1 damage to each creature for each card in your hand. Well, that guy can kill himself in a hurry. But he might kill everything else, too. And his Fate effect is deal 3 damage to each friendly creature. I like the Fate effect a little bit better, but I could definitely get some use out of his Reap, I think. And then we have a 4-power robot called Zeph Punch Yardis. Okay. He says, after Reap, archive the top card of your deck and the top card of your discard pile. Yeah, that's pretty good. So I want to scroll back up to these discards. Yeah, so there's a real shortage of flavor text this time around. Amber Skies was better about it, Grim Reminders was terrible about it, and it's looking like Prophetic Visions is going to be terrible about it again. Come on, GG, just give me flavor text. It's literally one of my favorite things in this game, and it's kind of the bread and butter of what I do. Please put flavor text on cards. I don't know how much more work it is. I know it's some more work, but, like, come on. We can do this. Let's see what they have to say about these cards. Reassembly Required is an action card with a bonus Amber icon. When played, you put any creature on the field into its owner's archives. Use this to immediately, if temporarily, eliminate a threat in your opponent's battle line, or use it on one of your creatures so that you can play it again later. Absolutely. If your opponent is aggressively building up their archives, you can instead use this card's Fate effect to disrupt their grand plans. Potentially disrupt. Potentially disrupt. Then Unstable Dale may be a red flag, or light, to some, but he can do wonders for you in cleaning your opponent's battle line. This 3-power uncommon cyborg comes with an after Reap ability that sees you deal 1 damage to each creature for each card in your hand. While it will mean hurting your own, time this well and you can clear out the battlefield for laying down a new crew of allies. But if you can time it even better with a Prophecy card, you can trigger a Fate effect dealing 3 damage to each of your opponent's creatures, leaving yours unscathed. Yeah, I mean, he's basically a board wipe, but a little bit of a slow one, without a whole lot of protection, so he's kind of just a threat that has to be dealt with, but still, not bad. And then using a card once is good, but using it twice is even better. It may take an additional turn to do so, but that's where Zeph Punch Yardis can be of service. This 4-power robot reads, after Reap, archive the top card of your deck and the top card of your discard pile. This can be a great way to use a card in a turn, Reap to put it in your archives, and prepare to do it all over again the next turn. Archiving the top card of your deck, in addition, can be a bit of a hit or miss depending on what gets thrown, but hey, so too can a punch. Yeah, no, I like it. That's solid. That's just a good card. And finally, let's peer into the crystal ball and see which past cards will be coming back as part of your future. A Gift of Amber is back. I like a Gift of Amber. Banish is back. Nice. That's not bad at all. Dark Minion, Tryhard, and Creeping Oblivion. Nice. Yeah, all good. And then for logos, we have Cutthroat Research, Wormhole Technician, Candle Unit, Cyberclone, and Captain Nemo making his return. Wow. Okay. Yeah, looks like Logos is doing some efficiency stuff, but it's less efficient than in the previous set, which is good. And it's a little more disrupty, so like your opponent gets a little more chance to interact with it, but that has its value as well, because it means your opponent has to do something about it. So a little less instantaneous value, but a little more disruption, and I like that. And then Dis is just, like, disrupting everything. Dis is just making everybody's life miserable. And as long as it doesn't gain too much amber in the process, that should probably be fine. But please don't reprint Dust Imp, is I guess all I'm saying. Not this time around, anyway. But yeah, I don't know, this looks pretty good. I'm starting to get a feel for what the houses are doing. I like Logos going a little more disruption, and the efficiency's still there, but it's only if your opponent doesn't do something about it. So you don't get spontaneous efficiency, you get threatened efficiency, which in its own way can be kind of disruptive. And Dis is doing some really hard disruption stuff. It's just kind of going really all in on it. But as long as it doesn't have any loopable major amber generation combos, I think that's probably fine. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to the rest of the houses. I'm starting to get a feel for the set. I like it. I do. It's a very disruption-heavy set overall. It's all about just messing up your opponent's plans, which I guess is kind of the whole theme of the prophecies, so why not, right? But hey, put your thoughts down in the comments. I'm happy to look at Dis and Logos cards. Neither house is really all that special to me. I mean, I like Dis because demons are really interesting, and Logos has some stuff going on. Yeah, tell me what you think. Tell me what you're looking forward to. Is there any chase cards you're hunting already? I know I've got a couple of things I'd really like to see, but so far I want to see a few more cards. But yeah, that's all I have for you today, so until next time, later, Archons.